What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with veterans with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show. What's up, fight fans? Hey, welcome to our recorded edition of UFC Fight Night via Veteran Trash Talk and Gruntworks. Now, the reason why we're recording, and we do have to address this, this is something that's serious. It's a major issue that's plaguing America. We have middle-aged men, 35 and above, doing anniversary dinners at 6 months with a girlfriend. Now, I'm not quite sure what started this pandemic.
What the hell did you just say?
Middle-aged men are celebrating 6-month anniversaries with girlfriends. Now,
no, Dad, the mic's right. He said it. Yeah,
my dad. I mean, I got it. Like when you got your first love and you're in high school and you hit 6 months, like it's a big deal. Like, but
huge.
You're 35 years old, Baker. All right, like it's time to just call it what it is, and you're just dating. Okay, like that's what you do. But unfortunately, you just have to watch the big girl, Trigger Joe, and Bill Send It 7 Pearson on a recording, right? Which is still awesome because we're awesome. And big shout out to our sponsor, FleetTex, who Ryan stood me up, by the way, Joe, today. No big deal.
Say it one more time, bud.
Ryan stood me up today. No big deal. We were supposed to have a meeting.
Well,
yeah.
So
that's all right. That's all right. He gives us money, so he's allowed to do that. If it was the other way around,
he had good reason.
Right. Yeah. He had to make more money. But it is what it is. But hey, FleetTex, FleetTechs.com. Go to FleetTex.com, and if you need a job and you're a veteran and you have an automotive background or electrical background, you're already a shoo-in pretty much. Just don't be a douchebag, and you're gonna get a job. It's that simple. All right. Great stuff. Anyways, last week we had a pretty good week. All right, we didn't hit our parlays because there were some upsets and some judge decisions that we necessarily didn't agree with. But for the most part, these guys were spot on again.
Fucking Sol D'Amato.
Yeah, I think you were about
started out 5-0 on the live betting, and missed 2 on the main though.
Yeah, I think you guys were 6 for 8 last week when I was going over it. So it wasn't a bad still Saturday.
Better than Brett Okamoto's ass.
Right, but I'm thinking, but again, when you have weeks like 2 weeks ago where you hit 9 fighters and 9 fighters, like now we expect that from you guys. So pick your shit up, okay? Anyways,
truth.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm the big
That's
girl.
why I tell people not to pet my dog.
Yeah, I'm the big girl. Don't listen to my picks. Do not listen to my picks at all. I don't really care about underwear fighting. I watch it because I'm betting on it. That's about it. And again, until I lose in the octagon, I don't care about it. All right, never happened, never will. Just the way it is. But anyways, Trigger Joe and the champ still, Bill Send It 7 Pearson, are dead locked in on this stuff. Okay, so if you pay attention, at the end, they will give you their locks, their parlays, and their DraftKings sleeper. And disclaimer again, guys, if you don't have money to gamble, don't do it. All right, just don't do it. Don't gamble. That's simple. And then a big shout out to that logo behind me, 10th Mountain Bourbon. We haven't given them a shout out in a while because the Trash Talk Hour is on vacation, which has been a glorious one, by the way. But again, put in the code BTT and get yourself a discount at 10thmountainwhiskey.com. Great bourbon, great whiskey, great vodka. And again, same disclaimer: if you're an alcoholic, you can't handle your booze, don't buy it. Okay, and I'm sure Ryan over at 10th Mountain Whiskey is okay with that as well. All right, so he does not want to promote getting hammered like that, but if you're responsible, go ahead and do it. Okay, let's get right down to it. We got a women's flyweight fight, and this one, this is not a card for the big girl. When I was doing my research, all 4 minutes of it while eating my steak like a man tonight, I realized that there are a lot of little people on this card, and I don't like the little people fights. All right, this is Joe's territory because he's a little guy. All right, but Joe's like, I didn't see that one coming. Shit.
I'd have to cut to make middleweight. Put it that way.
Middleweight. I haven't been middleweight since I was 12. All right, anyways, women's flyweight.
You're middleweight right now.
Am I middleweight right now? I don't even.
85.
I'm bigger than that. Anyways, all right. So we got a women's flyweight fight, and we got Lauren Murphy, and this gave me goosebumps when I said the name Lauren because I have a history with a Lauren. Don't worry, babe. It's not sexual. It's purely like I could not stand her. Okay, and she's going against Miesha Tate at 19-8. But I'm gonna go with Lauren on this one because the only real Lauren that I know or that I knew, she was a devil. Okay, and she's gonna win by crazy woman cat strike. Look it up if you don't believe me. All right, first round, Lauren, crazy cat strike. All right, probably about 2 minutes in. Just wait for it. Okay, it's coming. All right, Bill, what say you, the champ?
As you know, I tend to do pretty well on these female fights. Betting wise, this fight actually, yeah, we're just pure winners.
Pure women.
Winners. This fight actually scares me if I'm a bettor. Joe and I will give our picks on this one, but I'm telling you, betting wise, only take the over on this one. Don't go for the winner. Take the over. This one's going to decision
all day.
Yeah, both of them are very tough girls. Lauren Murphy has fought the best of the best. Her last fight, she got finished in the 4th, but granted, that was also Valentina Shevchenko, who is a buzzsaw of a fighter. But she still took her to the 4th, and Lauren Murphy's fought the who's who of that division, and she's taken them all deep into the deeper rounds. And Miesha's a legend in her own right. But I do have Miesha the favorite. I think the last I checked, Joe, she was like, what, -200, -210, sitting around there.
Yeah, they're moving some late money in on her. She's -220 right now.
Yeah. Either way, if you're betting money line, take Miesha. This fight scares me, the money line fight, but this is also, I'm glad it's on at 8 in the morning, so I'm probably not going to catch it. 8 in the morning for me in Washington anyway. This is going to be a boring fight, and it's going to go the distance. So if you're betting, take the over on this one. If I'm going to put it in a parlay, again, I'm going to take it to go over, go to the distance. But if you're betting money line, take Miesha Tate, win by decision.
Awesome. There you have it. Miesha Tate by decision. Take the over, he says. Joe, Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah, first of all, you need to treat this fight like you're playing Monopoly and it's the second square and you just rolled a 3. All right, just hop right past it in the betting because Bill and I have a lot of good ideas that sometimes Vegas doesn't see, but they're on to this one. And the money for it to go the distance is -300 right now. So there really isn't a value play here. I think with the certainty that it's going to go the distance, I think Miesha is going to wrestle her. I saw Lauren Murphy live against Bill's girlfriend, Valentina. And man, she's not gonna be able to hang with a younger fighter that's got Miesha's not that young, but Miesha's more athletic and she's definitely better built. And she's definitely gonna close the distance. And if all Lauren Murphy has is her striking, Miesha's seen it before, and she choked out cold the woman who knocked out Ronda Rousey. Okay, so she can grapple. And I think that's exactly what she does here. Maybe Lauren pieces up a little bit in the first and gets some good boxing going, but I don't see Miesha keeping this on the feet for too long. And I see a 29-28 unanimous decision for Miesha. Cupcake Tate. I had to say Cupcake because that's the only fighter with the nickname Cupcake. So, and I like Cupcake.
Who's the Cupcake?
Judge me. Miesha Tate.
Miesha Tate's
Miesha
the
Cupcake Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sounds sexist.
And she's from she fights out of Tacoma, Washington. So I gotta rep her.
Nice. There you go. And now I got a little upset after I got more into my research on these fights and realized that this next fight, they're not as small as the fight after that one. However, the next fight is a featherweight fight, and you got Shane Burgos at 14-3 versus Charles Jourdain at 13-4-1. Now I'm calling something a little different here. All right, stay with me on this. But because the Lauren catch strike isn't that dangerous of a knockout, all right, there's going to be something you've never seen before. Miesha Tate, after being upset, okay, is going to run in to the octagon during this fight and hit one of these little guys, all right, while the ref's back is turned, all right, WWF style. And then she's going to jump out. And so I'm going to go with, I'm going to say Charles Jourdain wins illegally, but there is no review in UFC, and so it's going down. Joe, what say you? Because I have a feeling the girls can knock these guys out. Like, they're tiny.
No, listen, none of that. I was just checking something here.
So if a WWF fight was here legal?
Yeah, I got Shane Burgos all day.
Yeah, so
I like Jourdain. I like that his fights are exciting, and his last fight he did do the kick of Sparta. He did the 300 kick and literally screamed while he did it, just like in the movie. So that was pretty cool. It's actually apparently gone viral. But he's given up 6.5 inches of reach to a guy who throws 7.08 significant strikes per minute. Shane Burgos lands. Got great takedown defense, and the only real blemish recently for Shane Burgos is that crazy knockout that Barbosa put on him, where he hit him, he paused, and then 5 seconds later he staggered back and fell over. It was bizarre. Other than that, I think this is a huge step up in competition for Jourdain, and I don't think he's going to do very well, because this is kind of him fighting himself, but bigger, more experienced, and more muscular, and just a stronger guy. So I got Burgos, and I'm going to say he finishes him. I'm going to say Burgos by TKO in the second.
All right, Joe obviously wasn't paying attention to the Big Earl, and like I don't got anything against Burgos, but Burgos is going to get knocked out by Miesha Tate when the rest back is turned. All right, it's just the way it's going to happen. All right, but hey, as we're recording, Joe, your mic is rubbing up against your shirt and causing all that feedback in the monitors. All right, hey, Bill, what say you on this fight?
So Joe and I are similar, slightly different, but we have the same winner. We're both going with Burgos on this one. I agree with Joe that Jourdain is taking a step up on this one. I think Burgos has fought the better fighters, and he's fought the better fighters the distance. He took Cup Swanson to decision and won. He took Billy Quarantillo to a decision and won. That was his last fight. And being knocked out by Edson Barbosa isn't a bad loss. Edson Barbosa has also knocked out a lot of people with crazy kicks. Barbosa's a bad dude.
He took Josh Emmett the distance, and Josh Emmett's supposed to have legendary power. So I don't think this kid can finish off Burgos.
Yeah. And Joe's right. It's going to be an exciting fight. These two are going to come out and try to bang it out. However, when Jourdain loses, I hate when people do that. However, I think if Jourdain were, hey, bottom line up front, I think it's going to be Burgos by decision.
Bluff.
Yeah, I had to hit you with the bluff. To get my point out up front, I think Burgos is going to win by decision. However, I do think if Burgos finishes him, which is a possibility, I think it's going to be with a choke, because Jourdain's ground game isn't that impressive. And like I said, Burgos has gone to the ground with the best of them, and he's got a couple submissions under his belt. I got Burgos going the distance with him, but I do think if it does get finished, it'll be by submission. But at the end of the day, I'm picking Burgos by decision. I just think Burgos has fought the better competition. I think this is that step-up fight for Jourdain. I don't think he's quite there yet. So Burgos by decision.
There you have it. Beautiful. All right. This is where the Big Earl got into his research and realized that the next group of fighters is even smaller. Like, what are we doing here? Is this like sixth graders going at it? We got a flyweight fight, and we got a guy with 3 names, right? So then I had to do extra research because I had to click on it to find out what the dots meant. All right. The guy's last name is Schnell. Okay. Schnell's coming in at 15-6. And then you got Sue Mudahajiji. All right.
Murder Jai.
coming in
That's
at
what we
16
call
and
Murder Jai.
16-4. Now, this one again, everybody knows the big girl doesn't pick fights that, I've never been to Epstein's Island, but these are underage kids. All right, 110 pounds. I don't know how, you remember back in high school when you had like the 103 pounders in wrestling, and like that's the only way somebody like that could be cool in high school. Like you had to be a wrestler if you weighed 100 pounds. Otherwise, you had to be a nerd and help the athletes with your tests. Because otherwise you're just going to get thrown in the bathroom. Okay. And it is what it is. So here's these two guys that probably wrestled at 103 and they bulked up when they got older to 115. All right. So I'm going to go boy named Sue because his name is Sue. I don't know. This fight sucks. Bill, what say you?
I hate this fight. Here's the thing. The next two fights, Joe and I may or may not disagree on.
Oh, I hope so.
And Nick, we are not putting points on these fights. Joe and I
we made the rule. We are a nation of laws.
Nah, okay, fuck it. We'll put points on them. So the next two fights are.
I think we're all getting a little fucking sick of you protecting your down card. Why don't you just roll the dice?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, so-
I've been in second for a while and I snapped. I apologize.
All right, so
Perambulate.
listen, Schnell's a plus 210 underdog. I'm gonna roll it and say fuck it. He's gonna be my DraftKings sleeper. I'm gonna go with Schnell by submission. Here's the thing. Murder Jai's got 4 losses and they were all submissions. He's on the 3-fight win streak and he's knocked someone out in one of those. And the other problem is Schnell does not have a great chin. So
115 pounds.
Yeah, well, it's like, hey, again, they both weigh my
116. Dick.
They both weigh as much as my right leg, and I get it.
And both of Joe's legs.
Or both of Joe's legs. Murder Jai can win this fight. He's a heavy favorite. But I had to come up with the DraftKings sleeper. I'm picking it as Matt Schnell. I think because they're little guys, I'm going for him not being knocked out. Although Schnell could get teed off. I think this is a quintessential fight of a striker versus a guy who's better on the ground. Schnell wants nothing to do with this guy standing. Murder Jai wants nothing to do with him on the ground. I think that's what whoever wins that war is going to win this fight. I'm going with Matt Schnell, DraftKings sleeper by submission.
Beautiful, beautiful. Joe, what say you?
Okay, well, we do disagree. And I agree with how Schnell would win if he does win, especially if anybody in Murder Jai's corner wants him to win, they will tell him to stay on your bike until you're at least sweating. Do not let this guy grip you up when you're dry and skin does not slide, because he'll tap you. And Murder Jai has been tapped 4 times. That's a lot for a guy with 20 total fights. He's been subbed 4 times. But Schnell's also been knocked out a few times. So it's the chin versus the ground game. And I'm going to pick Murder Jai to get the job done, stay on his bike enough to stay off the ground. And I think he lands a shot in the third that grounds him, and then he gets stopped by strikes on the ground. So I got Murder Jai by 3rd round TKO.
Beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to assess a point on this yet, but I'll get back to you. We'll talk about it at the end of the show. But
yeah, you do so.
We might have some other action here. We don't know yet. The fight card's not over. Okay, those of you who aren't tracking the point system, Bill's been the champ for I don't know, 2 years. So but
we were tied there for a couple of weeks before Georgie was born.
The lead
he's
got to about
old.
5.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, 5 points. But I think we gifted Bill a point, so I think he's still up 2.
My infant son has not seen me in the lead. This drives me every morning to get up and fight harder.
So those of you who aren't tracking that, we used to do a point system bet. We're still doing it internal, and that's where the champ gets thrown out. So that's Bill, still the champ. All right, this one.
Bill the Fister.
Yeah, Bill the Fister. But again, I did get 1 back for the 11 Bravos in cornhole. So I can't wait to get to Washington in August because Joe, you might not need to even challenge anymore because I might just take the lead. All right. So it is
All
what it is. All right. We got a welterweight fight, and we got Jing Jang Jangalang Wong at 18-7. All right. And he's going against Salikov. All right. First name Muslim. All right. Coming in at 18-2. I'm gonna go Lee for various reasons, and I don't care how it ends. So Lee, various reasons. Bill, what say you?
Actually, this is Joe's, ain't it?
No, is it Joe's? Yeah, Joe's.
It is.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's all right.
going to the champ.
No, I'm not hurt. I'm just disappointed. You know, this is gonna be my my DraftKings sleeper here, man. I'm gonna roll with the Leech here and say he gets it done. I think he probably wants to have a much more entertaining fight than he did against Chimaev because it was a no start. He didn't get going at all. So I think he's a lot better than that. Salikov's 38 years old. He's got great boxing, and his boxing's a real problem. He's got 12 knockouts and 18 wins. But I think Jingling grapples a little bit. I think he turns this into either a real close fight, or he stays on the end of a jab or a kick. But I got him grinding out a decision in a very close fight, and we'll call it split. It'll be one we bite our nails on the whole time. So I got the Li Jinglang by decision.
By split decision too, right? Man.
Splits.
Nice. All right, the champ. Only for a few more weeks. What do you got?
Man. He don't go another way.
I might. Here's what scares me about this fight.
I think Bill's just worried to pick two underdogs back to back, but he agrees with me secretly.
Joe, if we're gonna talk shit about fisters, you can't vape on camera.
Oh, come on, man.
That's true.
That's
a real ball.
Let's take it away from the grunts. All right. Just roll a fatty up like a real man.
I wish my mom would let me smoke in her house.
Mom, weed,
mom.
I don't know. What are you? I never know what she's doing. I never know what she's doing back there. What is she doing?
Here's what scares me about this fight. And it's not picking two underdogs. I think Joe and I are both good enough to do that. The reason why I go back and forth in this fight is you got Muslim Salikov, who's on a tear. He's a 2-4-5 fight win streak with a couple of finishes in there, some decisions, a split decision, but they weren't against anyone crazy. You know, I mean, Oriano Stepopoli was probably his best. Francisco Trinaldo was probably his best fight. Jingling, he's got some losses, but they were the nasty dudes. He lost to Chimaev, who everybody did in that weight class. He was the one before that was Neil Magny, which is a good.
You want his 5 out, Bill? Because
I got it right here. But he knocked out Ponzinibbio. He knocked out Zawada, and he knocked out
Zaleski Dos Santos has dynamite in his hands as well, and he KO'd him.
So that's what scares me. He's got some losses, but they're really good losses, and he's got them hands. I think Jingling Lai is Salikov's. That's his test fight. And if you look at the odds, I mean, you look at a -165 to a +135. So the odds aren't that crazy either. Shit, man.
I think they should be closer.
I agree. You know what? I'm gonna go with Joe on this one. I'm telling you right now.
I swayed him.
I was leaning on Salikov for a long time, but Jingling Lai just fought the better people, and I respect you. A lot of people don't realize he fought Chimaev relatively short notice too. He just volunteered for that fight, and volunteering for a short notice fight against Chimaev is impressive. That means this dude's ready to throw down whenever. You know what? I'm gonna go Jingling Lai, and I think he's TKO early second.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, and before we get to the co-main and the main event, another big shout out to our sponsors. We got Fleet Techs. All right, go to fleettex.com. It was a dash in between Fleet and Tex, and go apply for a job. If you are a commercial driver and you have multiple vehicles, all right, look up Fleet Techs. They hire veterans. They support the Veteran Trash Talk fight show, UFC show here. So obviously a good company to give your business to if you own vehicles that need GPS tracking systems, right, Joe?
Oh, we absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We go in and fix a lot of work that is not up to the standard of work we do, and then we become the last company they have to call to put any kind of devices on their vehicles. So yeah,
Very nice.
absolutely. You give
Very
us a
nice.
call, we'll be the last company you call for it.
All right. And then again, behind me, you see the 10th Mountain Whiskey logo. Go 10thmountainwhiskey.com, or it's like 10thmountainspirits.com, whatever. You'll look it up. Go there and put in the code VTT, get yourself a discount. All right. To the co-main. And we got Waterson at 18-9 versus Lemos at 11-2-1. Again, it's a women's strawweight fight. Does the big girl really care? Not really, but Bill does. So I'm gonna go Lemos by who gives a shit. Bill, what say you?
You got half of that right. So it's now Waterson Gomez. She's recently married, formerly known as the Karate Hottie.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say her nickname, the Karate Hottie.
Yeah. But
well, it is. I have coined July as Men's Resilience Month, so that we can compete with all the other months. So if we want to say the whatever hottie, it's Men's Resilience Month, we can say it. All right. So science.
Don't suppress me.
Here's what I can say about this fight. She's a heavy underdog, and there's a reason why. She's gonna get teed the hell up this entire fight. I think here's the thing. I think she's tough enough to not get finished. Even though Lemos has finished a lot of people, which is rare for that weight class too. Lemos has finished a lot of her opponents. I think Karate Hottie she's tough enough. She's been in the game long enough to tough it out. But I think it's going to be a striking clinic. I think she's going to get beat the hell up. I think Lemos is going to wreck her world. I got Lemos by decision, but do not be surprised if it's Lemos by TKO, late first, early second. But for the bettors, go money line Lemos. If you want to get ballsy, take Lemos to finish. But Waterson's just going to get teed up this whole fight.
Very nice. Is this are these girls that they get those big knots on their foreheads and stuff like that? Like
no.
Okay.
But Lemos has slept. But Lemos has slept a couple of her opponents. So she's nasty.
Yep. And I was just looking that up while you mentioned it. Bill, was Lemos by TKO is plus 290. So, maybe we're taking a flyer. She slept a couple of girls, and I tell you what, the girl she slept last, the name is eluding me at the moment, but I think she would beat Michelle Waterson.
Cassandra.
Yeah. So I think
the last person she slept was Montserrat Ruiz, and before that, Lavina Souza. And she lost her last fight, which was against Andrade, which is not a bad loss. She lost by arm triangle. Yeah. But I think Waterson's not Andrade either.
Well, and Andrade is going to be fighting for the belt again before it's all said and done. Taking a flyer on Lemos to TKO Waterson it's not crazy for plus 290. Why not? But I got Amanda Lemos. Man, it's all in how Waterson reacts to that first punch. Okay, she's gonna lose, but if she starts flinching with every punch, she's in deep shit, because Lemos will pour it on if she turtles, and she's turtled before. So that, or she does the veteran move and she lays and prays up against the fence and makes it a decision. So I can't really comfortably go with a finish on this one and say pick it. But I could double chance TKO or points is minus 300. So Vegas knows this is probably going to decision. They're only giving you, it goes from 350 to 300 if you do double chance, but then it goes plus 290 if you just go TKO. So they think it's going the distance. I think it's probably going the distance. And I'm going to go Lemos by decision.
There you go. There you have it, fight fans. All right. This was the fight I was waiting to call, because we have had some events in the past couple of days that just make this call super easy. Those of you who don't know, the Big Earl gets a little political once in a while. And you know who I haven't seen on Facebook very often recently, Bill? I haven't seen Tanner Port. Okay.
Plus
Now
5
he
voters.
tried to chime in on one of your posts, and I got in there and I made him change his tune real quick when, like, you know, he tried to say that the gas prices were high because of a hurricane. Okay.
Bill
Like,
Tanner's at home doing spotter drills. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down.
right.
But he's
Right.
doing it with his comments and Nick responding.
Yeah, so we haven't seen Tanner. Well, now Tanner actually made a very good point. The first part of his thing when he was on Bill's chat thread, but then all of a sudden he went full CNN, like liberal, like, oh, it's the hurricane. Okay, right? It was a hurricane that caused you to pay all your inflation. All right. So the main event is a featherweight fight. Again, Big Earl doesn't care about anything that's like
it's gonna be a great fight.
Well, that's fine, Bill, but it's like I would like put my hands on both these guys' heads and be like, stop it, break it up. Okay,
Volkanovski would whoop your ass.
Yeah, if he wants to come at me, like I'm always game. So Joe's a much better MMA fighter than me, but we all know how that turned out. Okay, so we got a. I'm sorry. It's been like 3 shows as we talked about it.
I was gonna say, yeah. You know, in my head, all I'm saying was that was 3. You waited 3. I can't believe it. You waited 3.
I did. I did my best. All right. So
three whole shows.
I gave you a compliment at the same time. I said you're a better fighter than me.
I know it. It was nice. It was kind of like a paintbrush.
Yeah, exactly.
Like hey, at the end.
Anyways,
you know?
we got Ortega at 15-2 versus Rodriguez at 14-3. And now when you try to compare Hispanic fighters, right, all I can really think about is what Jill Biden would say. And Jill Biden,
who knows,
is that we'll just call them tacos.
Put him to bed.
Right. So I am going to go. Those of you who don't know this, Jill Biden literally said Hispanics are as diverse and unique as San Antonio tacos. Okay. This is what a doctor said, right? Dr. Jill Biden. She said this. It happened. Facebook can't even come up with a reason to fact check you, to like stop you from saying what she said. Literally the most racist family in America was elected to the Oval Office, and the other guy, Joe, old creepy Joe, can't even like talk. So America can be described in one word. I could see
like the voters watching stuff like that and being like, no.
Did you see his latest Ron Burgundy where he read the teleprompter?
Oh, where he said end quote.
End quote, repeat the line. God damn it.
So no, I'm not even making fun of Joe. I'm not making fun of the president. All right. So I'm gonna go with a draw here. All right, I'm going to call a draw in the main event.
Wait, before you make your decision, Nick, know that Yair Rodriguez is a Chihuahua boy.
Is he from Chihuahua?
He's from Chihuahua.
They're all tacos, okay? So the first lady of the United States called all Hispanics tacos. So that's
San Antonio tacos.
That's San Antonio tacos. Tex-Mex tacos. Not even
like
real
I tell my
Mexican.
wife, not any piece of meat, honey. Prime rib.
Yeah. But Yair is from Parral, Chihuahua. So
I'm gonna go with a draw with the Jill Biden taco strikes. Okay, so you're gonna have 2 Hispanics taco strike each other, and they both fall over like Rocky. All right, but the ref's just gonna call it a draw. All right, Joe, is it your turn? I forgot. I got all Biden up here. I forgot what's going on. Joe, what do you got?
I believe it is.
Taco.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. There may be an American flag under Ortega's face. But this is going to be like Julio Cesar Chavez, Roberto Duran style, old school Mexican street fight.
Yep.
Ortega is as street and as brawler. Like they talk about the Diaz brothers. Like Ortega was a little gangbanger that they pulled off the streets and became a fighter. I mean, legitimately. And he's a great human being now. But his jiu-jitsu has gotten so slick, and I saw this in person, and I thought, here goes my parlay. I just kept saying, here goes my parlay, because I had both Volk in a 6-fighter riding, and his head was turning purple. And I've never seen a dude slap so many submissions on, get him that close and fail. And I think with the type of striker Rodriguez is, and keep in mind, I dove deep on this fight. Brian Ortega is notorious for losing the striking total. He's always getting outstruck. I mean, he's notorious for it. He doesn't mind getting behind on the cards. He's a good striker. He makes his strikes count. The TKO or the KO over Frankie Edgar was an incredible uppercut. But his jiu-jitsu has gotten so good that I don't think Yair can survive 4 rounds with him. He should have beat Volk. He looked better against Volk than anybody has since Holloway 2. And he damn near had him twice. And even Volk said it. So I got Brian Ortega by 4th round submission. I think they're both bloody. They're both bashed. And Yair is gassed out because this dude will throw and throw and throw. But he was losing the fight to Korean Zombie when he threw that miracle elbow. Bill, he was losing that fight. So if
miracle
he was
is
Korean
what
Zombie,
that elbow was. That was a miracle.
It was on the last second reverse upward elbow, Nick.
Sounds like it was planned.
Face planted the Korean
miracle.
Zombie. Yeah, one of the greatest strikes in UFC history. But
nice. I'll have to look
Rodriguez is such a good striker. I think Ortega is going to work his spots. He's a veteran. He's been in title fights. He's been in main events. He's going to work his spots, get his strikes off when he can, set up how to get this fight to the ground. And, you know, once he gets it to the ground, if he gets you to the fence, he wants you to stand up. He's one of those weird jiu-jitsu players that when he stands up, or when you stand up, all of a sudden you realize he let me stand up because while I was doing that, he crawled on my back. And he will get a standing guillotine, a rear naked choke. I'm sorry. He will get a standing rear naked choke on a guy if he doesn't get him off quickly. He's got his jiu-jitsu has gotten to the point where I think the only other practitioner in the UFC is the lightweight champ, Charles Oliveira, on the ground to where if they get you there, you're done. So I see him getting Rodriguez tired, bloodied up. They go to the mat, and I'm going to go ahead and say it's a Darce choke, Bill, just because you can always get one of those when everybody's sweaty and bloody. So Brian Ortega, 4th round submission.
Very nice. So in the words of Dr. Jill Biden, Joe compared this fight to Al Pastor versus Carnitas. All right. Mm-hmm. So Bill,
for the record, Al Pastor is always better.
I mean, depends on what Hispanic you're talking about. So
I don't know what that is.
We'll have to talk to Dr. Joe Biden about that.
Always
is one of them like barbacoa?
Yes, you could have barbacoa as well, but I don't think you went there. I don't think you went barbacoa level. I don't think you went there. I think we went El Pastor versus Carnitas.
And if there's any cilantro in it, I'm gonna set your house on fire, cut your legs off, then come over and watch you drag your stumps.
I'm just saying, El Pastor taco.
That's Bruce Willis.
Carlos and Mickey's is pretty phenomenal.
Oh man. All right, hey,
put any
Bill,
cilantro in it.
You on a title fight?
Yeah.
Not a title fight, just a main event. Sorry.
A tough one. Not an outcome. Joe and I absolutely agree on outcome. Ortega's getting his hands raised. Outcome, I've gone back and forth on this one. Ortega's striking was for a long time, but the way he looked when he came back and fought Korean Zombie, he put on a clinic against Korean Zombie, and it was impressive. And he held his own. Yeah, and he held his own against Volkanovski. Like Joe said, Volkanovski admitted when that choke was on, is it how deep was it? He said, "Holy shit, I'm about to lose the belt deep," and he fought out of it. And again, you got to remember, Volkanovski is also on a 22 fight win streak.
That dude's not human.
Yeah.
There's a reason God made him 5'5" because if he was,
I like to say Ortega is another. I like to say Ortega is another guy like Colby Covington. I think he would be the champ if it wasn't for who's the champ right now. I think Ortega would be the champ, but Volkanovski is just too good. But the problem is Max Holloway is also another of these dudes who's teed both these guys up. But I think that Max Holloway loss changed Ortega, and he went back to the drawing board. He's come back a vicious fighter. So I think he's absolutely beaten Yair. Originally, I had Ortega by decision. I think Yair is just tough enough. He does have a TKO loss, but most of his losses are decisions. I think he's good enough to last to a decision, but I think it's going to be Ortega by unanimous decision. I think it's going to be overwhelmingly Ortega. But However, Joe raises very good points for the bettors out there. Ortega absolutely is a
And
far
they're okay
superior.
points.
Yeah. Ortega is a far superior ground guy to Yair. If Ortega could definitely pull off a choke in the 4th round. Absolutely. Especially when Rodriguez is tired and he's bloody and he's not thinking straight. Ortega is still he's just a tough dude from Torrance, California. Like Joe said, he's just a street dude. He's got that toughness to him.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go with Ortega by decision. But I'm just putting disclaimer out there. Joe is absolutely right. I mean, Joe's call for a 4th round submission is a great call. I think he's right. I think if Yair gets tired and bloodied, I think he just doesn't have that warrior spirit that Ortega has. And I think Ortega could pull off the kill in the 4th round. But for me, I'm going Ortega decision.
Boom. I like it. I like it. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of what I like to call as the money-making part of the show. All right. Bill, let's hear it. Parlays, locks, and DraftKings sleeper, which you already gave, but say it again.
All right. So my lock is going to be Brian Ortega. And Lemos. I don't see either one of those two losing. DraftKings Sleeper, I already went with Schnell. Am I putting him in the parlay? Hell no. But I'm giving you a DraftKings Sleeper. If you need someone cheap who's an underdog, take Matt Schnell. But parlay, take Ortega. I'm going from main card to prelims, by the way. Go Ortega, Lemos, Burgos. Going into the prelims, take Soriano and another dude. Let me make sure I get his name right on this one. Da Un Jung. I think he's going to beat Dustin Jacoby, to be honest with you. I think Jacoby is a little bit overrated in this one. I think he's going to, I don't see him pulling it off. Ortega, Lemos, Soriano, Da Un Jung, Burgos. And if you want to get real ballsy on the first fight of the night, take Emily Ducote over Jessica Pena. I think this Emily Ducote is on her way up. She just needs a couple good fights. I think Jessica Pena is that one that's going to do it. So take Emily Ducote if you want to stretch out a parlay.
Very nice. I like that. And again, those of you watching on the recording, take this out, write it down. Okay, write these picks down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me add one more to that.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead.
Just because I forgot. Take Misha and Lauren Murphy. Take the over on that one. That's almost a guarantee.
Oh yeah, over.
All right,
almost a guarantee.
All righty.
All right, on the cupcake.
Yeah.
Joe, before we get to yours, like I don't want to put I don't want to put a point on a fight with guys weighing 115 pounds, because nobody should ever have to worry about what two little boys are doing. So just I want you to think about that as you make your picks and your locks. There's no point this week. All right, I've already the commissioners made a decision. No point. Joe, give us your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings.
All right. I'm gonna start off with my DraftKings sleeper. As always, I am 5 for 6 on my last 6 DraftKings sleepers, winning outright. Last week, I think my DraftKings sleeper lost by a split decision and did go the distance, so still scored points. Li Jingliang, the Leech, is going to be my DraftKings sleeper. I think he gets it done by TKO, actually. And my locks are going to be Brian Ortega, Amanda Lemos, and Shane Burgos. So I think exactly what Bill had. My parlay, I'm going to start with the early prelims and go up. I'm betting the dreaded first fight of the night, but I really like this girl on her way up. I agree with Bill. I like Emily Ducote in this fight. I don't think Jessica Pena stands a chance at winning a stand-up striking battle. Ducote just got awarded her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt last week, so I think her grappling's good enough to keep Pena off the mat, and Pena cannot stand with her. So I got Ducote winning the first fight. The Bill Algio over Herbert Burns. Herbert Burns took this fight on late notice, and it was supposed to be a better level competition fight. Billy Algio almost just beat, excuse me, I called him Billy, but Billy Quarantillo. They had a freaking war. And actually, no, that was
fight.
Yeah. But I like Algio by sub in that fight. Then I like Miesha Tate, and I also like that fight to go the distance. But I'm actually going to be throwing Miesha Tate in there, just because I think that they really want to pump her for a really cheap sneak-in title fight, and I don't think she loses to Lauren Murphy at 38 years old. So let me go ahead and stop being long-winded. I'll start this over. We're going Emily Ducote, Bill Algio, then Miesha Tate, Shane Burgos, Amanda Lemos, and Brian Ortega. I believe that's 6 or 7.
Boom. I just looked something up, Joe. The first fight you were talking about getting her Brazilian black belt in jiu-jitsu?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just looked it up. You can get a black belt premium cotton blend for $15
Yes,
on Amazon. So, like,
okay.
I'm just saying. Like, I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, the wealth of knowledge runs deep with that one.
It's simple. It's an iPhone. All right. Anyways, there you have it, fight fans.
Google
and again,
it, man,
if you're not betting with Bill and Joe, then I'd like to see what you're betting on. These guys,
because you're not betting.
That too. I would honestly love to see anybody put their picks up against these guys. It would be awesome. And I'm calling you out if you think you can. They've only lost to one guy, and it was the godfather of Army combatives. Right, that's the only guy that came on and beat them. All right, and if you watch that show, I actually watched it twice. If you go back and watch that show with Yako, all right, he was very confident in his picks, and it was very like, yeah, this is what's going to happen, you know. And it was like, so again, that's the only time these guys have lost, and
We lost by 1 point, by the way.
Rose's head kick.
I called that one too. I was the only one that won America.
And by the way, salute to Yako, and hats off, you won. But I did offer a invite for a comeback a week later. I also asked for a picture of you wearing some BTT gear. I haven't seen a response to either yet.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm getting mad. I'm just saying. That's it.
I mean, you need me to slap around a little bit?
Doors open.
Joe, let me know. So
I got an open door policy. You come on back.
Yeah. But anyways, as we always talk about at the end of the show here, same thing we always do, and we're not going to stop doing it. Veteran Trash Talk was started during COVID because, you know, we lost a lot of our pain management, our physical therapy. Active duty suicide rates went up by 30%. All right, 30% in 2020. That's a stupid number. All right, the veteran number is already high. Okay. And the thing is it doesn't start when you get out. It starts when you're in. All right. It starts at who you are, your family around you, and I say family, I mean veterans, what was your support network? So that's what we started. We started a support network, and then we realized that we could do a lot more with it. And we're going to continue to do a lot more with it. One of the main things that we do is promote nonprofits. And again, I'll keep saying it. We say it every Friday, every Saturday, whenever you're watching, is we're going to keep supporting Gold Star Teen Adventures because it's an awesome nonprofit. So if you don't understand what they do or who they are, and then again, if it doesn't hit you, right? If you're like, obviously, if you're a veteran and you don't even, there are veterans that don't know what, I'm going to put it out there. There's veterans that don't know what Gold Star means. There's guys that have even served, girls and guys that served in the military, doesn't even know what that means. Like, what's a blue star mother? What's a gold star mother? Like, what, like people don't know what that means. We like Bill will say it, you know, till Valhalla, honor the fallen. Okay. What about their family? All right. What about the ones they leave behind? And how do we honor them? And what do we do? So Bill, take that plug. What you got for Gold Star Teen Adventures?
Again, as always, I tell everyone, go to Gold Star Teen Adventures. As Nick just alluded to, we always hear till Valhalla, remember our fallen. RIP all these guys, but no one ever brings up the families they left behind. For Memorial Day is literally every day for them. So Gold Star Teen Adventures takes these Gold Star kids, they bring them together, let them know they're not the only kids that are Gold Star kids, and they take them to deep sea diving trips. They take them on scuba certifications, hunting trips, you know, how to skin a deer, summer camps, anything you can think of, fun stuff for kids to do of all ages. They try to get them in the young teens to follow them up through college. But it's really just to let everybody know that we have not forgotten about these kids either. They've won awards for one of the best nonprofits for the most amount of money going directly towards these kids. Everyone you see on the screen right now has raised money for these guys. Fantastic organization. The guy who started it all is a wounded warrior and brigade commander right now. So he truly
out in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, out at Fort Jackson. He former third group team leader. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal organization. Gold Star Teen Adventures. Go Tony.
Awesome. There you have it. So again, I'm just gonna end it with this. If you think the VA is gonna help, they might in your area, right? They might, like mine. I've Joe, you'll like this. I've given my VA the college try. I've given them everything. I retired in April. I still have not gotten an eye exam, right, to get my glasses that were broken in April. All right, what is it? End of July. All right, 90 days to get glasses.
That's weird too, because you're a priority level 1.
Right. Exactly.
Because they do prioritize veterans, believe it or not.
Yep. And
Purple Heart gets you in category 1 no matter what.
Yeah. So you know, so there's certain areas that certain VAs that just don't cut it. And there's other areas where the VAs are phenomenal. All right. So it's a crapshoot, but I'm going to tell you right now,
you got to be willing to play the long game, man. That's where we come in.
Yeah. I'm exactly
what we're doing here.
I'm telling you right now, El Paso, you know, I feel your pain right now. Not as bad as some, but if you're really hurting, get on our page, get on VTT official, communicate. All right. You might not get what you think you need, but you're going to, what you want, I should say, but you're going to get what you need. All right. You're going to get that camaraderie. You're going to get that brotherhood and sisterhood. And other than that, we will see you next week for the fights.